like jamming out. But I look around and everyone like has their windows up. You can see like their AC was blowing.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, me and the kids are absolutely loving this weather.
I had my windows down when I drove home, but then when I picked up the kids, I threw the AC on because it's a little toasty for them. So
Oh, gotcha.
here you go,
Yeah.
kiddos.
Melanie was like, it's so beautiful, but this, the wind's a little rough. I was like,
The wind's a little rough.
just a tad
It's
bit.
rough. The wind is rough. She's
But-
not wrong.
I mean, she was not. My hair was like,
She's not wrong.
I had to put it up because it was in my face.
It was a windy day today.
But the Joseph crew is spent every single day outside, like from morning till about 6 o'clock when we start
Wow.
shutting it down, because we love this.
That's impressive.
And
when
listen,
we get
they're asleep by like 7
look, when we get home, we'll go outside for a little bit. But Ellie gets at daycare. They've gone out 2 times each day so far this week. KJ and the babies in the baby room only go out 1 time because can't go out too much with the little ones.
Yeah.
So they go out and they're having fun. They're playing. Ellie has some scrapes on her knees. She's like, I fell. And I was like, are you okay? She goes, yeah. I only cried a little bit.
Just a
And I
little
was like, okay.
just
all
a
right,
little
cool.
bit. That's what
Yeah,
it
they
is,
gave her
little
a sheet.
bit.
She always asked for band-aids. You give her a band-aid, and then she rips it right off. And it's like, oh, okay, cool. She goes, it's all better after like 5 minutes. And I go, is it? 5 minutes later, I need a band-aid. I go, no, you took it off. We're not getting another band-aid. Don't do that.
It's a cycle.
Yeah, it's a vicious cycle of I need a band-aid. No, you don't. I need a band-aid.
Have you been, Rico?
I've been-
What's new in y'all's household?
What is new in our household? Well, our AC stopped working
I swear it's like
yesterday or the day before.
it's like houses know when it's summer.
Yeah, it was great. It was great. It was 80
Right?
degrees last night when we were trying to sleep.
Oh,
Luckily, Ellie
that's-
sleeps downstairs, so on the baby monitor it said that her room was around like 70,
Yeah.
72, and I was like, jealous.
Jealous.
I'm upstairs, it's 80. KJ's room is a little bit cooler because it's towards the front of their house, and it was doing its own thing. He I think his was like 75 or something. I was like,
Yeah.
still too hot, but we didn't
yeah,
put a blanket
my
on
house
him.
needs to be at 68 degrees.
Oh goodness gracious, it was so
Like for me to
hot.
sleep.
We've got we had all the fans on, we had the ceiling fan on, just everything that could move air was moving air, and it's still just not great.
Houses know. It's like,
It's the
"Yeah,
worst.
summer. Let's break it down."
I'm pretty sure in the winter our heat stopped working for like a day, and I was just like, this is great. Everything is great.
I've never had that issue before.
Well, you've never had to really use heat before. Little Miss Arizona, Louisiana, wherever. Yeah.
No, like
you all
literally
down
you
south.
said that,
Yeah.
and I was like, I've never had that problem.
Yeah, you've never run your heat before. I don't even think houses down there have heat. I think it's just AC. Well, maybe for when it gets to 60 degrees and everybody's like, oh, it's so cold.
No, once it's like, yeah,
I need a
60.
jacket. Don't.
Oh my god, that is so funny.
No damn jacket.
That
But
is
as I
crazy.
said,
Sorry.
you can get in contact with us. Honda of Lincoln Hotline, Starter Heyman text line 402-464-5685. And I got the stream up. So join, watch us, look at us as we talk. Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter. Hit us up 93.7 the ticket, theticketfm.com, and you can join in on the conversation wherever we decide to take this.
Well, look at this. What are we drinking tonight?
What are we drinking tonight? Show the people. Let us know.
It is.
Trentadue.
There you go. Because I was gonna butcher that one.
Trentadue Op. It's
And
the
it
Ops.
says wineries are originated from a patch of vineyard land planted in 1896.
Mm.
These prohibition.
Pre-prohibition.
All right. Old vines were the original source of OPR. Today, it's a blend of Zinfandel, Petite Syrah. Syrah.
Petite Syrah.
Okay. See,
Come on,
this
you're the
is-
wine person.
Yeah, I know, but I don't.
You can't
read
let me
these.
outwine you.
That we will never let happen. From low yielding vines with deeply concentrated flavors. This wine has abundant. Okay, this one I don't. Boysenberry,
Yeah.
black cherry, and plum flavors. Oh,
Mm.
with a whiff of roasted coffee and black pepper.
Interesting. A little kick there. Interesting.
Seductively soft. It has a juicy finish with a touch of spice. Well, alrighty, we're gonna have to
I do like red wine.
take A
Do you like
peak.
red wine?
I do like red wine
So
lately.
today in Huskerland,
Huskerland.
even though it wasn't even Huskerland,
Woo!
the women's softball team, well, just the softball team, really. It's just doesn't have
They're
to be
the only
women's,
ones
just
that
the
are having
softball
fun
team.
right now.
The softball team, number 2 seed in the Big Ten tournament, matched up with Penn State after they had a walk-off win against Indiana,
Ooh.
I believe, the first day. This second day, they brought out the same pitcher who threw 109 pitches the day before, came out and was doing
Baseball
a pretty
players
good.
can't do that.
No, they cannot. Was doing a pretty good job against the Huskers for about 4 innings. She was shutting them out. I think she only allowed 2-3 hits in those first 4 innings. Penn State got a run in the second inning off of I believe it was an error and a walk and just some nice hitting. And then the Huskers put it on in the 5th, put up 3 runs on a double by Abby Squires, hard hit double to the wall, and then a single right through the middle of the field, got the 3rd run in. There's a 2-run double and then a single up the middle, got 3rd run in, and held on to that.
That is awesome.
It was fantastic. It was
I'm
a great
sad it.
hard fought win for
must have
the
played early.
Huskers. Yes, they played at 10 a.m. and tomorrow they play at 1 p.m. 2 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Central, I believe, if I'm getting it right. They play Ohio State, who today beat. Who did they beat? I can't think of who they beat.
Rico doesn't know. Oh, no.
Ohio State beat somebody.
Well, in order,
I
for
don't
them to
remember.
be
Well, they
playing.
run ruled their first opponent because they played the first day. Also,
Yeah.
they run ruled their first opponent, who was Purdue, I believe, and then they played. I want to say Illinois, but I know that I feel as if that is wrong as well. But they played somebody today, won that game, Ohio State, Nebraska, semifinals for the Big Ten, with a chance to go to the Big Ten championship on Saturday.
So, what's your projection? What do you? How far do you think?
Well, the Nebraska softball team played Ohio State earlier this season, up in Columbus. It was a hard fought 3-game series. They dropped the first 2. The first one, they only put up 1 run. The second one, Ohio State won on a walk-off. We talked to Nate Rohr, the voice of Husker softball, earlier today on the Happy Hour. You can check that out on the podcast page. Yeah, I'm pimping my own show. What's up?
Yeah, that's what's up.
But so they dropped 2 of 3. They dropped the first one. They only scored 1 run. I think it was like 6-1. The second one they lost on a walk-off 5-4, and then they run ruled them in the last game. Nebraska won 9-1. So they were close. You know, the first game didn't do too hot. Second game was really close, hard fought, and then Nebraska blows them out the third game. So I don't really know what you're going to get.
Basically, that to me tells me Ohio State does not have depth.
I couldn't say for sure. I would probably go with your answer there.
And the only reason why I'm saying that is if, especially the first one, you hold them to 1. That means you played your probably best pitcher, your starting lineup, whatever. Second game, you probably pitched her again, and she did great, and they won. But then to be able to pitch 3 games in a row, not even 3 games in a row, but for a weekend, it's a lot on a pitcher. So yeah, to me that probably, I may be wrong, but I'm just saying, like, as from being in the game, I would say they probably don't have depth. So depending on who they pitched today,
they pitched the same girl that they pitched the first game. She's their ace. She did a great job in both games. I don't think she hit 100 pitches in either one of those games, but altogether, she's probably around somewhere closer to 200 than she is to 100,
right?
In pitch count. So I don't know. They might go with her again. They might go with somebody else. I know Nebraska's 3 pitchers deep. They pitched
That's
Courtney Wallace today, and she was at 109 pitches to end the game. She was at 50 pitches in the 3rd inning.
Oh wow.
She wasn't allowing many hits really, but people just kept fouling them off earlier in the game. So her pitch count was getting up there, but she did a fantastic job. Ended the game on a strikeout.
Yeah.
So she was doing fantastic, but they're about 3 pitchers deep. So,
well, and I think that's why they've been so successful. Especially when it's great to have like that one powerful pitcher, but those don't come very often. When you have depth, I mean, one, you just have a lot more success because you're not very dependent on just one person, and slightest little, especially in sports world, the slightest thing can mess up an entire game or entire weekend and whatnot. So having that, I think, has a lot to do with the success that they've acquired this year, and hopefully they keep it rolling because Husker Nation needs something to root for right now.
A little something. There's something going on. And softball's doing a fantastic job of that. They also announced the Big Ten Awards for softball. Nebraska had 2 players on first team Big Ten. I'm going to scroll down really fast so I can make sure I get the correct names so I don't get it wrong and I actually give the right people the credit that they deserve.
As you're doing that, I'm going to smell this.
Yeah, you go right ahead.
What do
Okay,
I
so here we
choose
go.
first?
So first team, Nebraska had 2 players, Abby Squire and Cami Barra.
Oh, she's had a phenomenal year this year, Abby.
Yes.
Like, she's just, I mean, I feel like there's not one game that goes by that you don't hear her name.
She's doing something.
I mean, like, the
Yeah.
girl,
Like, it's not just
bread
it's,
like butter.
it's not like it's not just a hit. It's a timely hit.
Yes.
It's a timely RBI. It's a
Yes.
great play on
And
the
she's what, a
defensive side.
junior?
I think so. Sophomore, junior, one of those is true.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna say. Okay.
I'm not going to pretend to know. I should know, but I'm not going to pretend that
Well,
I actually know.
don't, but I want to say I think I've seen that she is a junior. But
And then second team, which this is just dumb to me, but whatever. Billy Andrews, Maya Felder, and Olivia Farrell. I'm upset that Billy Andrews is second team. We talked to Nate Rohr earlier, and he explained to us that the Big Ten does the thing where when they're doing their all-conference teams, they focus more on the in-conference, what you've done in conference instead of out of conference. So she was fantastic out of conference. In conference, she struggled. She picked it up later in the conference schedule, but she struggled early. So that's why she gets second team, even though she's top 10 in the country with 19 home runs and second in the Big Ten in home runs. Whatever. She's second team.
Listen, stats are a big thing, which is so funny that people are like, I've have my fair share of stats and what I believe in them, but it's the athletes that do timely everything, like we just said about Abby. It's just right timing, and you have these great numbers. I mean, when I was a college student, I had a coach tell me, I'm decreasing your scholarship because you're not doing what you're supposed to. And at the time I was leading the conference in several categories, and not just in conference, but in statistically, like, the teams that we played. So it just, I love stats, but I hate stats.
You're not doing what you need to do.
Yeah.
On top of, that's 5 players, all conference.
That's awesome.
All freshman team, Nebraska gets Ava Breadwell, who also Big Ten Freshman of the Year.
But she
catcher Ava Breadwell. She didn't start the game today though.
Why?
She came in and pinch hit. She has been struggling a little bit these last couple of games. The catcher, I can't remember her name, but the catcher that they brought in has picked it up lately. But she came in, Ava came in, pinch hit, had a timely hit, and helped them get the win with her one swing of the bat. So that was great. Again, Big Ten Freshman of the Year, Ava Breadwell. She makes the all-freshman team, all-defensive team. This is where Nebraska really shined. Courtney Wallace, pitcher. Yes. Maya Felder, first base. Cami Barra, second base. Abby Squire, outfield. All-defensive team.
So basically,
4 women on the all-defensive team. Yeah. The right side of the infield and a left fielder.
There you
go. And right in the middle of the pitcher. That's your all-defensive team right there.
That is awesome.
Shout out Nebraska. Fantastic on the defensive side.
Well, then that should give the Husker Nation some security. That means, for the next couple of years, we got all these freshmen showing out.
It's fantastic. The future,
keep it going.
The future is female. The present is female. And then the Sportsmanship Award nominee for Nebraska, Carly Sievers.
I always thought it was how do they even decide?
I don't know.
Okay, so here's the thing. Think about it, though. You have all of these coaches advocating for their own player because they're the only ones that know.
Well, that's why. So it's the nominee. So every team gets one.
Right.
So they have their one. And then somehow the Big Ten has to find out who wins it, I guess. I don't know if anybody actually wins it or if they're just like, here is the best sportsman for each team, sportswoman for each team.
Which is funny to me.
It's just the thing. It's just the thing that they do.
It's just a thing. But yeah, I think it's Husker softball is killing it. Keep it going. We're rooting for y'all. Um, hopefully we continue the success in
Ohio
all of
State
our
tomorrow.
other sports as we continue. Well, we're almost done with the year.
Almost.
Yeah.
You know, they've got this, and they've got regionals next week. They will be in a regional. We don't know where, but they will definitely be in a regional regardless of what happens.
I hate to ask, but how is baseball doing?
Not great.
Not great. Okay.
They dismissed a senior pitcher from the team today for a violation of team rules. But Bryce Matthews, who injured his knee pregame against Minnesota, is back, not to play the field, but he can swing the bat if needed. So he can pinch hit,
Gotcha.
or they'll
I
bring
will
him
do
in
better
to do some
at
stuff
keeping track.
to bring him in and help out that way. But they are in need of a run right away. They need to get on a win streak.
Have you ever gone to the College World Series?
Oh, I go to the College World Series every year.
Every year?
Every year.
How is it?
It's amazing. You should go. It's fantastic. Me and my family have made this. Well, me and my family have made this a annual thing. Me and Rachel go every year. Elliot's birthday is right around that time. We don't want to make that like her birthday thing unless she wants it to when she gets older.
Right.
But I want to take the family every year to, if not a game, then at least the opening ceremonies and, have some fun there and then head back home. But it's just something that I've always done. I went with my grandpa growing up. So as long as I can remember, I've been going to the College World Series. I remember it being at Rosenblatt and how much fun that was. And when it first started at TD Ameritrade, now Charles Schwab Field.
Yeah.
It's amazing. I went to the last...
Take the kids.
I went to the last College World Series, not the last game, but I went to the last College World Series
July, though, right?
at Rosenblatt. Yes, it starts. This year's opening ceremony is July 17th, which is my daughter's birthday.
We might be back. So that's kind of been our issue. Like,
June 17th. Sorry, my bad. Not July. It's in June.
We can catch the beginning of it. That's our issue, is that like when there's big events going on in June, July, it's very hard for us. June, Mickey's in camps, so he's busy. Me and the kids actually like disappear in June because he's never around.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I take that back. He is around, but he's like gone all day and he's in the sun. So when he gets home, he's tired and obnoxious, and he just wants silence, and kids are not doing that.
No, kids are not silent.
So I just take them away and we go to Arizona. This year, Melania is like old enough to do like, especially last year, she started last year, all the camps and all that fun stuff, which she'll do again this year. So, but we get Mickey for an entire month, and that entire month we cram in a year's worth of vacation.
I'm telling you, June, head over to the College World Series. You can hit the zoo while you're there as well.
We still haven't made it to the zoo yet.
It's top 3 zoo in the world, so you can hit that, and it's amazing. It's beautiful.
I might hit that.
I go there way too much, but it's fine. And then
like I can spend how many hours at the zoo?
You spend all day at the zoo.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's that big?
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
I mean, if you really wanted to, if you don't want to spend time like actually looking at animals, you can get it done in a few hours. But if you actually spend time looking at animals, maybe reading some of the plaques to learn more about the animals, and the kids want to look at animals and do some of the other stuff, you spend all day.
Oh, yeah. Well, now that Melania can read, good.
Yeah. There's also a splash pad there.
Oh, well, that's good to know.
So
then we can take
the kids can cool down.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, we'll have to go.
There's a train.
Mickey Ray's gone to the one trolley here in Lincoln.
The Lincoln Children's Zoo.
Oh my God,
we went for the first time.
I haven't gone, but he did.
We went for the first time last summer. Rachel was pregnant. Ellie was 2, a little younger too, and she loved it. It was fantastic. I loved it. They just like updated it and did some renovations or something. I loved it. It was great. Fed some giraffes, some lettuce.
Yeah. He said, I saw some monkeys. I saw giraffes. And I was like, go ahead, buddy. And then he's like, they have a train, or I don't know what they have. But he was telling me he was living his best life. So I was still gonna make it there. But yeah, we gotta make it to Omaha. Everyone's saying that Omaha Zoo is like the best.
It's the Omaha Zoo, the San Diego Zoo, and I believe the Beijing Zoo fluctuate every year on which zoo is number 1.
Oh,
and
really?
It's those 3.
Oh, okay.
Always, which one's number 1,
fact.
which is number 2. Yeah. San Diego, Omaha, Beijing. Beijing is usually closer to the top because they have pandas. Omaha Zoo was supposed to get pandas.
Pandas.
Yeah, they were supposed to get pandas from the Beijing Zoo. That fell through. They had Komodo dragons for a while. I don't know
wanted to be
what
the
they
top,
have
that's
now.
what it was.
Oh yeah. But Omaha has a Desert Dome, which is the biggest. I don't know exactly how
What's that?
So it's just a big dome. First, like that's glass, and it has a bunch of animals that make their homes in deserts and savannas and what have you. And underneath that, they have the Kingdom of the Night, which is like animals that are nocturnal, that live in darkness, that do all their stuff in darkness. They have alligators down there. They have like a whole like swamp type thing where you're walking on like a rickety, but it's not rickety. It's obviously safe. You're walking on a rickety bridge over like the water where the alligators and the crocodiles are. They have I think they still
Lord, I
have
might
an
not be able to
albino
take the kids
crocodile.
out of there. I really got to like be in the mood to go to the zoo to take them to that one.
Oh, it's a blast. It's fantastic.
That's crazy. That sounds like a
The
good
cat
time.
complex is amazing with all the big cats. The monkey complex, the gorillas and such, orangutans. It's amazing. I love all of it.
That's awesome.
Zebras. There's a sky tram where you sit in the thing and you're like, like ski lifts.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that, but it goes from one side of the zoo to the other, and you're going over some of the animals. You go over, I think, the rhinos, the giraffes, some of the zebras and such. So,
And this is in Omaha?
yeah, all of this
insane.
is all the zoo. There's the jungle, the lead jungle, which super humid. It was terrible. We went during COVID. You had to keep your mask on.
Oh, that sounds miserable.
Awful.
That
miserable. Was terrible. I don't know if they still have that policy, but it's a blast. It's fantastic. They have hippos, tapirs, all that stuff.
Well, I think we're doing that this weekend. Thanks for giving me something to do with the kids.
You're welcome. And Simba on the text line says, 68. When we're talking about what you keep your house at, it said 68 degrees. Damn, you rich. Which that is low. That is, whew, we have ours at like 72, and we're good with that. Even then, 72, it's
72
on for a while.
is what I keep it on during the day.
See, girl, no, then you just leave it at 72 because you drop it to 68, then it's got to run super because it's 90, 100 degrees outside. At 68, it's going to take a little bit, then it's got to hold it at 68. It's just going to be running all day. That's what it's going to do. Constant AC. Damn, you rich. I don't have 68-degree thermostat money.
I'm laughing so hard. Oh my God.
And then Simba also says
I sleep really good at 68 degrees.
A lot of people do. I feel like I would sleep pretty good at 68 degrees.
Listen, in the winter, like when it was winter or like cold here, like
yeah, you put it in. We also put it like 72, 60, whatever.
My heat was at 68 degrees.
So you're just 68. Your degree of choice.
That is my. But listen, like scientifically, that is your best sleep. That's when people get their best sleep.
Maybe that's why I never sleep too good.
Try it one night. Just try it one night.
I don't have 68-degree money. What are you talking about? Simba also says, me, dad, father-in-law, brother-in-law, nephew hit a full day once a year. I think he's talking College World Series. And then wife, her brother, and his wife go to a weekday game every year. Great outing. It's amazing. Wow.
I don't know. My kids are not. Listen, I don't know how y'all make it with these kids. Like my kids are terrible.
Like I said, we took Ellie for the first time.
Like when we took them to a softball game, thank God the playground was open because they were just like there. But my kids don't.
We took Ellie last year and she was good. She just sat there. She wasn't really paying attention. She was. You good?
Sorry.
She was eating peanuts the whole time.
My eyes are all watery.
I got her some ice cream and we were good. She made friends with some
literally
old dude
we walk
sitting
in, they're
us.
like, I want a snack.
Yeah, I'm like, that's what you gotta do. You gotta buy them a snack and then you sit down and they just eat.
But I have a bag full of snacks. Like, pick your snack, sit down and watch the game.
They never watch the game,
and it lasts like 2 seconds.
Yeah, all the snacks are gone.
And then, like, if I'm watching softball, I need to watch. Like, I want to watch softball.
That's what Rachel told me. She goes, one day we have to go without the kids so we can actually watch.
I told Mickey, I said, I'm just gonna come by myself next time because these children don't let me watch the game. So if anybody wants to watch with children, these bad Joseph children,
there you go.
During the softball games, please.
Them kids,
them children,
just a damn problem.
Mickey's kids. Damn Mickey's kids.
Yep, that's what it is. Those are Mickey's kids.
Those are Mickey's kids. They are not my kids.
But we got to pay some bills, so we're going to hit a break. We'll be right back with Behind the Game with PJ up next on 93.7 The Ticket.
This is how we do every day. We be grinding, and if you want to come and text us.
If you love them enough to turn off your music, and pretend like their music is your music.
Ah, this is Mommy's jam.
Then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Let's play it again.
Check today at nhtsa.gov/the right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Hey everybody, it's time for today's STEM tip. Want to know how to make your selfies even better? Okay, let's use science. The best time for photos is golden hour. That's the moment right before the sun sets, when the atmosphere scatters blue and violet wavelengths, making perfect, soft, and golden selfie light to show off that beautiful face of yours. Click. Check out Chic and STEM for more inspiration. A message from the Ad Council.
Look out, world, we're getting strong. The future's here and we belong. She can STEM, she can do more. Like build a rocket and watch it soar. Clean the oceans and make the world a better place. Oh, she can STEM, so can you. Find a cure, invent something new. There's no challenge in the world that she can't face. She can STEM.
Learn more at Chic and STEM. A message brought to you by the Ad Council.
Let's do it. Let's get away. Let's go outside, cast a line, and reel in good times with our family and friends. Get a little peace, quiet, and relaxation, and make some memories that will last a lifetime. Let's do it. Let's Fish Nebraska. Start planning your fishing trip today at letsfishnebraska.com. Sponsored by Nebraska Game and Parks. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Early break with Sip and Jake.
Yeah, we're joined by Yoshi Hardrick, former Nebraska offensive lineman, currently a Winnipeg Blue Bomber of the CFL, two-time champion. What was it like going from the Big 12 to the Big 10 1 year to the next?
Well, my first defensive end was 280 to 300 pounds. And every team we played had two tight ends in.
Yeah.
I was like, we're about to play some football.
Early break with Sip and Jake from 6 to 8 every weekday morning on 93.7 The Ticket.
Papa, why can't we telegraph while riding a horse? Son, there ain't no one to blame but Jeffro. He was riding old Betsy the Stallion, tip-tapping away at his telegraph when blam, ran right into the side of the saloon. Well, if Jeffro can't do it, neither should you. Don't text and drive.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Put a frog in a pot of boiling water and it'll jump right out. But put a frog in a pot of cool water and slowly heat it up, that frog will boil. As a metaphor for us and all that we go through as veterans, it's a story that rings true. We learn to endure the heat in silence. We apply what we learn to life. The bills, the job, the family, things we're expected to handle with ease. When life heats up around us, we just try to stay afloat. We let the water boil. Reaching out isn't easy, but you've never been interested in easy. You join because you are not afraid of hard work. You are not a frog. If you or a veteran you know needs support, don't wait until the water boils. Reach out. Find resources at va.gov/reach. That's va.gov/reach. Brought to you by the United States Department of Veterans Affairs and the Ad Council.
Eustace Body Shop, where our customers send their friends. That's the greatest compliment we can receive. If you've been in an accident, we'll get you back in your vehicle as quickly as possible. Our technicians care about you and your family and repair your vehicle to factory standards. We handle your claim from start to finish and provide a free loaner car. Stop by for a free estimate. Eustace Body Shop, just south of 88th and Highway 2.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
You want to feel important. You want to be a part of something bigger, something that matters and can help change things. You want to feel like you belong. We know. We felt that way too, and that's why we did something about it. We aren't just Army National Guard soldiers. We are normal people just like you. But our part-time service in the Army National Guard means we get to be more. When our communities are in need, we get the chance to stand up and do something about it. We get to serve in our own region and help the people we call neighbors. Whether they are in the mountains of New Mexico, the plains of Nebraska and Kansas, the ranches of Oklahoma and Texas, the farmlands of Missouri and Arkansas, or the bayous of Louisiana, we are here for our hometowns. And together, we can make a difference. Take on your legacy. Visit NationalGuard.com to find out more.
Sponsored by the Nebraska Army National Guard. Aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association at this station.
Behind the Game with PJ with Priscilla Joseph on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back. Behind the Game with PJ on 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Hit us up. Keep us company. Honda of Lincoln Hotline, Starter Heyman text line 402-464-5685. Priscilla is here. She is not complaining about the weather.
Not.
She loves this.
Love it.
Apparently, this is exactly what she wanted.
That's it. Wait, let me ask you a question. If you were to have a walk-up song, what would it be?
A walk-up
Like that song, like just.
That was a good song.
I'll tell you mine after you tell me what mine was like normally in. Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Bohemian Rhapsody. Yeah.
Okay, you gotta show us. We need a little clip so that we can.
Okay, let
see.
me grab Bohemian Rhapsody real quick.
Watch.
I'll let you.
I'm gonna give you guys a little taste of what mine was. This was.
Oh, that's a good song. Such a good song.
And then right here. Like, we would go so crazy. My coach is like, listen, if you don't stop, I'm going to make you take it off.
That song is played like during the summer all the time at my grandma's house.
Right? Like, but it needs, I don't care how old it is. Like, it needs to be played all the time in the summer. It's just a vibe. So, yeah, now we need to hear yours.
Okay, give me a
Then
second.
we're going
I have
to
to find the right spot.
I got a question on Twitter asking me about the Joseph Crew pre-game superstitions.
The skies at sea. I'm just a
This is a great song.
because I'm easy come, easy go, little high, little low.
I just have to find the right part. Give me a second.
I need like the.
I know, hold on.
Oh. All right, yo, what do y'all
Here
think
we
about
go.
Rico?
This is great. This is what you walk up to right here. It's fine. Little piano action. Yep.
There you go. That's your walk.
You can pick a bunch of different pieces.
All of it. There you go.
But the problem is, I want to be singing and like dancing while I'm walking up.
That was my problem.
He's just a poor boy from a poor family, sparing his life from this monstrosity.
This is you. That's totally you, though.
Oh, thank you so much. Somebody's ringing the doorbell. Harrison, somebody's ringing the doorbell.
Someone's
Yeah, I bet you thought that was a fire alarm,
I was
didn't
like,
you?
we gotta leave. Okay, so we don't. Well, I had a lot of superstitions when I played. Did you have any?
Well, when I ran track, yeah, I had a lot of superstitions.
Like what? What's?
I did not eat before I ran. I did not eat like the breakfast that morning.
I would think you wouldn't want to.
I
Is
had
that like
to-
normal? I don't know for track.
A lot of people eat. I just couldn't. I had to wear a certain pair of socks when I
was gonna say
jumped.
boxers.
No, like socks, very important. And when I'm in the starting block, so for the
Like the
races,
same socks?
when I Yes, like when I jumped, it had to be the same socks.
Okay.
It had to be the same socks.
Like
If
you
I-
washed them or you didn't wash them?
no, I washed them.
Okay.
Yeah. So when I jumped and when I ran, I had to
Listen,
wear
I
the same
had
socks.
I had girls that I played softball with that didn't wash
no,
their socks,
that's
and I
gross.
was like,
Couldn't do that. That's gross.
That's
but
disgusting.
when I get in the blocks, I did like the same routine
every time.
single time, unless I had a bad race. Then I would switch one thing up. I would
Okay.
switch one thing up. If I had a good race, I would keep that in there, and I would do it until I had a bad race. Then I would switch another thing up.
Oh no, I never.
And if I
switched
had
it up.
multiple bad races, I would just keep switching things up until something clicked.
There you go. I never did
And
that. I
then-
kept
and
the
then it would
same
work.
thing.
Every once in a while, I try to throw to like I wore a headband for like a meet once.
You're like,
Didn't
never
do too
again.
well. I literally threw the headband off in like so we had 3 jumps for prelims, 3 jumps for finals. My first 3 jumps for prelims, luckily I made it to finals. Didn't do too well. I got on the runway for my first jump in finals, and I was like, I don't like this. I took the headband off and I just tossed it. Jumped, and I did really well. I wore a sleeve for a little bit, just one sleeve.
Yeah.
For a little bit when I jumped and when I ran. Again, in the middle of
I know.
the
In high school, I
competition.
wore like a little band.
In the middle of a competition, I was like, this is not going to work. Took it off, threw it. And I was like, there's something wrong. I can't do this. So
And even in my senior pictures, I
Mhm.
forgot it for my senior pictures. So I had like this huge like tan line. My mom's like, we got to put something over it. I'm like, forgot it. It's in my softball bag. Saw it. Just saw it. But
just very, very important things.
yeah, that's funny. I don't know. I wouldn't say, I mean, I guess I was, but not really. Mickey really only asks for me to be his chauffeur the day of the game. Like we have to go take him, drop him off to work so that after the game, I'm his chauffeur home. Like he's like, I just don't want to drive because I'm tired. That's pretty much his only request. But like at LSU, I would always get a daiquiri before, and then it would just like mess me up. So then I would switch to just wine. But I kept doing it until we lost. Then
like
once
you
we
would drink
lost-
the same wine, or
No, I would drink the same daiquiri until we
Oh.
lost, and then once we lost, I was like, okay, good, because I can't
do this.
I can't do the daiquiri. But like when we'd have
So
people
that
in town,
undefeated season was that?
Undefeated season was actually my pregnant season. So
Ah,
unfortunately,
so you were not drinking daiquiris.
I was not drinking anything, and I was not too happy about it because everybody was living their best life. Well, as I was creating the best life. You like that one, huh?
I see what you did there.
You like it?
I see
huh?
what you did there. It was impressive. Congrats. Hey, good job.
What else? What does the Joseph family have planned for summer? I had that question, and we're just not here. I mean, our plans, like we vacation we go visit family because family is my everything. So
Family's number one.
family's number one. And if I've found like in coaching world, I feel like coaches' family have kind of just been their own families because it's like their families don't get it.
Mhm.
So when they have their coach around, they don't want to go visit family. They
Mhm.
want to go vacation, and somehow in 1 month we squeeze
Get it all in.
everyone in. Yeah. So
That is
we
a
live out
lot.
of a suitcase for a month.
Arizona for your family. Louisiana
Yep,
for his
New Orleans
family.
for his, and then we do Destin for the kids because we've been doing that since 2017, 16,
Shout out to
17.
Destin, Florida.
Yep.
White sandy beaches.
Have you ever been?
Yes. Well, Clearwater, we drove into Destin for something, but we
Yeah.
didn't go to the beaches in Destin.
They're beautiful, and the people.
At least I think. I could be getting that backwards. We could have been in Destin and drove into Clearwater. I don't.
But you've seen the white sands.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
they're
those
beautiful.
those 2 areas. It was
Yeah,
there.
they're
One of
beautiful.
those we stayed at. The other one we drove into. Whatever. It was fantastic. When we were there, a like pack of sharks swam up from like down the
Oh my goodness.
down the beach, and like some dude was like running up the beach, and he's like, "There's sharks in the water! Everybody out!" And we're like, "What?" And sure enough, you just see like a whole bunch of fins, and we're like, "Ha, cool!" And I was like,
Oh my goodness.
"I want to go touch them."
Do you like go in the water when you're at
I
the beach?
wanted to. Yeah, I go in the water. You don't go in the water?
Oh well, no, yeah, I go in the water. Mister,
I wanted.
Mister does not.
I wanted to
mean,
go
he
in the
does-
water. I wanted to go on like a paddleboard and like see the sharks.
I had to like bribe him to go on a boat to go look at dolphins.
We went swimming with the dolphins.
We haven't done swimming with the dolphins,
But it
which
was
he would never do. but
terrifying because we got in. So we got on the water, right?
They're super
The
high
guy was
energy.
telling
That's
us,
why.
well, they're like, you can't touch them. So even if they swim to you, you can't touch them. So we're like, all right, cool,
So
whatever.
what's the point of?
So the guy was like, all right, so he's like, so when I tell you to get in the water, you need to get in the water. So we're just sitting there, and then sure enough, we're
Get in the
getting
water!
close to getting out of like the little inlet, and these other boats are stopped. And they're like, there's dolphins, and the guy just goes, get in, and we're like, we like put the mask and the snorkels and we jump in, and they like swam underneath us, and I was like, yo, this is so cool, like this is awesome. And then they like swim away, and I like look back down, and it's just nothingness, and I was just like, anything could be down there.
That is crazy.
And
Anything.
I was like,
and
I need to get back
my
to the boat.
cue. That is my cue to get
I
out.
can't do this. Hard pass. So I think that's when I realized I have a fear of open oceans. So
Yeah, that would do
like
it.
severe drop offs and not being able to see the bottom.
Not happening.
Not a fan.
I don't know. I've never.
Not a fan of the darkness. I'm telling you, I was just sitting there and I was just like, literally
Can you swim?
anything. Yeah, I can swim. I swim
Okay.
pretty well. I was on swim team in 8th grade. All right,
Okay.
watch out.
Well, no, I'm asking.
So,
Mickey doesn't swim, so
great
like that's his reason why like he doesn't like to be on
Get
boats.
some
or-
floaties. You'll be fine.
That's what I said.
You'll be fine. Whatever,
I'm not
man.
I will make sure you won't die. And if you do, I have really good luck.
Ma'am.
He knows that. Sometimes when he makes me angry, I tell him I'm going to increase it.
You know what sounds real good? More life insurance.
More life insurance. Keep it up.
Yeah.
And I call our financial advisor, increase that, please. We're
Go
ready
ahead.
to pay more.
Go ahead, steal some food off my plate one more time. Go ahead.
We're ready to pay some more.
You want to keep eating my dessert? All right.
Oh no, this man
Increase
will eat all the dessert in the middle of the night when we're all sleeping.
Wow. Dessert thief.
I just find the wrappers.
The nerve of some people.
Men. It's a coach's thing. Did
I'm
you
just
know
gonna say
that?
some people. Is it?
It is. I swear it's a coach's thing.
Hmm.
Like coaches will fall asleep on the couch. And then when you wake up in the morning and you're like,
You still there?
why is there all these wrappers underneath the couch or underneath the cushions? And
The kids woke up early. That's what that was. You
But I have
always blame the kids.
Multiple coaches' wives that can attest for that. They would like,
Whatever.
this coach does it too. This one does it too.
On that note, we're going to take a break. We'll be back with the final segment of the first hour up next on Behind the Game with PJ.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast today, mostly sunny skies, hot, humid, and breezy. We'll see a high of around 93. Tonight, showers and storms likely. Some could be severe. We'll see a low of around 59. Tomorrow, mostly sunny skies. Won't be as windy tomorrow either. We'll see a high around 81. I'm meteorologist Kyle Tucker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
The captain, Vershawn Jackson.
Jared Talmadge is in the building. Talk about getting into a player's head. How did you know you had it?
Well, you knew you had him when he was crying to the refs, or if you were watching and he was crying to his, and I say crying, but just whining, whining about something you were doing, and then back in the huddle, and he's eyeballing you, and he's paying attention to you instead of listening to his plays and listening to what he should be doing.
Weekdays from 11 to 2 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Don't you wish your life came with a warning app?
Stop. That dog does not want to be petted.
A heads up before something bad happens.
You should not send that text.
Uh-oh. Life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. With early diagnosis and a few healthy changes, you can reverse prediabetes and prevent or delay type 2 diabetes. To learn your risk, take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
One-on-one with DP.
Let's bring in our guest, Sam Hoiberg. What are the unspoken Hoiberg basketball rules? Things that he's
He's passed out because that's got to be exceptional.
Don't celebrate like a random 3 in a game. Just act like you've been there before. Level-headed, obviously. Don't talk. Just let your game do the talking.
That's so funny because
we call those like Hoibergisms.
Yeah.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Good times with our family and friends. Get a little peace, quiet, and relaxation. And make some memories that will last a lifetime. Let's do it. Let's Fish Nebraska. Start planning your fishing trip today at letsfishnebraska.com. Sponsored by Nebraska Game and Parks. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Hey, it's Nelson. Have you stopped by the newest Caterpillar Vapes location? It's here in Lincoln at 2601 North 11th Street and offers you the largest selection of premium e-juice, CBD, and Delta 8 in the capital city. Let the Caterpillar Vapes team walk you through all your options and find the perfect fit for you. Lowest prices? Guaranteed. Stock up and save and experience the difference for yourself. Returning Caterpillar customers grab rewards and amazing weekly deals, and new Caterpillar customers get 50% off their entire first purchase. Come in or use the drive-thru. Find them on Facebook or visit CaterpillarVapes.com.
The Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council present the story of Tom and Levi.
Tom is the smartest man I know. He's been a professor at 2 major universities, been a teacher for over 40 years. One day, he told me that he was having problems in his classes. I think one of the students had asked the question and he didn't remember the answer. And I also noticed that he was letting his class out earlier than they were supposed to let out. And he was telling them that he was doing it as a favor to them, but I think in reality, he just wanted to get out of there. I was really starting to worry because I saw something that's wrong.
Levi and I talked about how it would change our lives, but he was there beside me, and my love for him was just immense.
When something feels different, it could be Alzheimer's. Now is the time to talk. Visit alz.org/ourstories to learn more. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
And now, poetry from the world of Yum. You need a treat, but not something predictable. Cookies, cupcakes, apple pie, it's all boringly typical. So here's a little rule of thumb. Take that income, avoid the humdrum, and get yourself to the world of Yum. The cakes are made for any celebration, every cause of elation, alongside every occasion. So get in your car. You would be remiss not to take that drive down to Beatrice.
Check out Grandma's Fruitcake and all the delicious desserts at Beatrice Bakery. Welcome to our world of Yum.
Back to Behind the Game with PJ on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back to Behind the Game with PJ. Final segment of the first hour coming at you right now.
Listen, I like this wine though. Do you like it?
I do. I keep forgetting that I have it over there though.
I know it's so far from you. You're making me feel.
Well,
like...
it has to be far from me because I have a board here.
You're right, because then you'd get in trouble. We don't need you to get in trouble.
Because just like I said, I don't have 68 degree in the house money. I definitely don't have new board.
I did not know
money.
that was a thing. I thought everyone had their AC.
I thought everybody could afford to. I thought everybody could afford to have an ice cube for a house. My bad. I'm sorry that all you poor. That's what. Look, Priscilla's sitting here and she's just like, hide your money. There's poor people walking around. She's out here looking at people like she's like, hey, what's up, peasants?
I would never
get out of here.
I would never.
She's like, I need you to clean the dirt from my shoes.
Marcus,
Marcus,
like my daughter.
she's like, Marcus, come open the door.
Wait,
please.
What? Listen, I gotta tell you this. So, okay.
I need you to lay yourself down so I do not step in the mud. Thank
We
you,
lived
darling.
in Louisiana for 5 years, okay, and not one time did a neighbor say, "Hey, do you want to come over and go swimming?" Without I had met these neighbors like one time when we
Mhm.
first.
Did
moved
they
in.
have a pool?
They did.
Hmm.
Okay, so they
Did you see them in the
earlier
pool?
earlier in the week? Girls, they live a couple houses down from us. And they're like, "Hey, we just kind of opened up their pool. It's nice and warm now, and if you
Nice
guys
and
wanna-"
warm now.
yeah."
Yeah, like it's not warm all the time.
No, this is here in Nebraska.
Oh, here. Okay, I
in
thought you were talking about
no,
down
I'm
the-
saying like I lived
was
there
like, girl.
for 5 years and never did a neighbor
It's
invite
nice-
us over.
It's
to
nice
go
and warm here.
swimming.
It's finally over 85. It's warm.
Yeah, all of my friends are like, "Is it 90 degrees yet?" I'm like, "Well, we're getting there. It's like barely pushing 90." I think we reached 93 today though.
Oh yeah, it was hot. Okay, so somebody
anyway,
invited you to
so
the pool.
they invited the kids and I over, and I had met the dad and the 2 girls previously,
Mhm.
like when we first arrived, and that was it. And then when they came over, I was like, are you sure? Like, you invite us over to, you don't even know us? Like, are you sure? Like, do you know my kids? So anyways, we went over. It was so much. Their pool was ginormous, the most beautiful thing ever. They built it themselves,
Mm.
or I should say the
So
dad
they-
did.
So hey, Harrison,
Wait, listen.
they also got 68 degrees in the house money.
So listen, I was like, I don't know where I was going with this because you just
That's gonna be. I'm gonna have
Wait,
a poll
no,
question.
Wait, listen.
I'm gonna
okay, I
make
know
a
where I'm
poll.
No, I was going with this. Okay, so then they told the dad told us that he built it themselves because of COVID and all the back on pool building and all that stuff. I'm like, oh, and he's like telling Melania, he's like, yeah, he's like, your parents, your mom could totally build a pool, and she's like, oh no, my mommy is Louis Vuitton bougie. I was like,
Oh my goodness.
wow. I'm like,
That
girl,
is
I'm like, first
fantastic.
of all, we don't know these people, girl. Like, why are you putting my business out?
That is fantastic.
No, it
my
is
mom
a-
is Louis Vuitton bougie.
Yeah. And I was like, excuse me, who's the one that puts all your toys together, puts everything, like, I'm handy woman. And she was like, yeah, but you're just too fancy. And I was
Yeah,
like,
you ain't getting your hands dirty. You're gonna hire
is
Marcus
not
to build the pool.
Pedro. He has to be Mexican.
So go to, if you're on Twitter, go to
Oh
at
my
Radio Rico AC. I just tweeted it out. Do you have 68
Oh my
degrees in the
God.
house money?
I'm gonna retweet
You
it.
can go vote in that. Yes or no. Do you have 68 degrees in the house money?
Lord
At Radio
Jesus.
Rico
Did you tag
AC.
me?
Yeah, I tagged you.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I tagged you. I tagged the station as well. The station account's going
How
to retweet it
rude.
because guess what? I have control of the station account also. So that's getting retweeted. There we go. It's going to be great.
I didn't know it was a thing.
Yeah, I can tell.
So,
Like
look,
your daughter
where
said,
my
you
where
bougie-
my
you Louis
friends at?
Vuitton
Where
bougie.
my friends on Twitter at? They're gonna back me up
Are they? Because your friends are also 68 degrees in the house money.
on Twitter.
Yeah, I don't know.
I
Well,
don't know.
no, all your friends. Oh no, all your friends on Twitter. Oh no, they're backing me up.
They're backing you up.
Yeah, they're backing me up.
Let's see.
I can almost. This is no disrespect to any of your friends on Twitter. I can almost guarantee none of them are 68 degrees in the house money.
Oh no! Come on, Come on, let's see. Whose side are you?
And also, they don't need 60. They're probably with us. They're probably with me and Rachel. It's like 72 degrees is good. You can deal with
That's
that.
hot.
You can deal with that. You can deal with 72. You got some fans. You good?
I know, but listen, Mickey's real old school. You know
Nah.
what the fan does?
Just pushes the air.
No, it makes you cough, and then you get sick, and then you got a cold, and then you sick for like a week. I'm like, man,
Is that what he says?
yeah. And then like my dad be like, better go put some socks on because you stepping on that hardwood floor and that cold
Mhm.
floors, you're gonna get a cold. And I'm like,
Mhm.
Dad, that's not how you get a cold.
It was always what you gotta do once you get that cold. You just put Vicks on your chest and on the bottom of your feet, and
That's how you get the cough to go away.
and on your nose. And like Vicks just solves everything. So yeah. Anyways, we're gonna hit a break. We're gonna get into the top of
Okay,
the
yeah,
hour.
Watch
The
my
second
friends-
hour of Behind the Game with PJ. Again, poll question at Radio Rico AC. Do you have 68 degrees in the house money?
Absolute. Damn.
Vote on it. Let me know what's up.
All these people
We'll be
saying
right
no?
back. Behind the Game with PJ. Second hour up next.
Old school with DP and J.
When you talked about NIL, you're talking about stupid money that these kids are getting. 99.9% of them aren't worth it, but I'm all for it, to take advantage of it. If they're giving it, might as well take it, but appreciate it. Don't go around it. I call it playing Halloween. You put on a uniform, you put on the eye black, you put on the wristband, you wear, say, like Nebraska uniforms. You're dressing up as a football player. Just because you're dressing up as a football player does not make you entitled to anything.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
People do some pretty cool things in their 40s and 50s. Why should saving for retirement be any different? I mean, they go back to college, learn new instruments, start skateboarding.
Whoa!
Okay, maybe that one's not for everybody, but saving for retirement is. With aceyourretirement.org, you can get on track with your retirement savings no matter your age. Just have a 3-minute chat with Avo, the friendly digital retirement coach from AARP. You'll get personalized recommendations based on your input that are easy to understand and work with your lifestyle. It's quick, easy, and free. Plus, it's sponsored by AARP, so you know they got your back.
Woohoo! Snarly move, Dad.
Thanks, sweetie. So wherever you are in your retirement savings journey, head to aceyourretirement.org and start chatting with Avo today. That's aceyourretirement.org. A message from AARP and the Ad Council.
Part of something bigger, something that matters and can help change things. You want to feel like you belong. We know. We felt that way too, and that's why we did something about it. We aren't just Army National Guard soldiers. We are normal people just like you. But our part-time service in the Army National Guard means we get to be more. When our communities are in need, we get the chance to stand up and do something about it. We get to serve in our own region and help the people we call neighbors. Whether they are in the mountains of New Mexico, the plains of Nebraska and Kansas, the ranches of Oklahoma and Texas, the farmlands of Missouri and Arkansas, or the bayous of Louisiana, we are here for our hometowns. And together, we can make a difference. Take on your legacy. Visit NationalGuard.com to find out more.
Sponsored by the Nebraska Army National Guard. Aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association at this station.
Put a frog in a pot of boiling water and it'll jump right out. But put a frog in a pot of cool water and slowly heat it up, that frog will boil. As a metaphor for us and all that we go through as veterans, it's a story that rings true. We learn to endure the heat in silence. We apply what we learn to life, the bills, the job, the family, things we're expected to handle with ease. When life heats up around us, we just try to stay afloat. We let the water boil. Reaching out isn't easy, but you've never been interested in easy. You join because you are not afraid of hard work. You are not a frog. If you or a veteran you know needs support, don't wait until the water boils. Reach out. Find resources at va.gov/reach. That's va.gov/reach. Brought to you by the United States Department of Veterans Affairs and the Ad Council.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Mike Schaefer here for Trek CBD. Springtime is here, and that means you're outside more in nice weather and maybe even having garage parties with neighbors. The drink of this spring and summer isn't your typical seltzer. It's drinkable Delta 8. Yep, Trek CBD has drinkable Delta 8 seltzers with mango and lime flavors for 4-packs and 12-packs, coming in a variety of mango, watermelon, lime, and pear. They also have hemp-derived Delta 9 syrups to put in your beverages, and as always, the excellent Delta 8 gums. Trek CBD, CBD done right.
Victor deployed for the first time to Afghanistan in 2003. At 4 a.m, my phone rang. They said, "I regret to inform you that your husband was wounded in action." Victor sustained a moderate traumatic brain injury. I was doing school full-time, and I was also then caring for Victor. One of the most important elements of caregiving is taking care of yourself. I just didn't want to forget that I also had goals and that I also had a life. What I did is I challenged Victor to meet me halfway. There are almost 6 million military and veteran caregivers across the nation. We have our own journey, and we can fulfill that journey at the same time that we are helping our loved one.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving for a free military veterans guide to navigate your caregiving journey and better care for your loved one and yourself. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
This is Behind the Game with PJ, live from the Coppel Chevrolet GMC studios on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Here's your host, Priscilla Joseph.
Welcome
You
back.
win that
Second
one.
hour of Behind the Game with PJ right here on 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. I got to tell all y'all what Priscilla just said to me during the break. So I put that poll question
y'all
up.
don't listen.
No, stop. I'm talking. I put that poll question up at Radio Rico AC. Do you have 68 degrees in the house money? And currently, no is winning like 58-44. First off, I know y'all lying. Somebody tweeted us and said that they have 70 degrees in the house with the sliding door open while it's 80 degrees
Now
outside
that is
money.
some good money.
And I said, Colt, you're going to have to lend me some of that money or some of that AC because I'll take either one right now. And then somebody named Steak and Bourbon said 68 degrees all year round. I make it work.
There
and
you go.
I'm convinced that you are not eating any steak and you are not drinking any bourbon if you are making 68 degrees year round work for you. So then I said, you know what? I know these people are lying. And Priscilla goes, they're not lying. Maybe you should just stop being so poor and run your AC at 68 degrees all year. And then you wouldn't have to worry about it. And I was like, ma'am, I apologize. I did not know that this was such an issue.
Okay, do y'all believe Rico? Y'all don't believe me. I would never.
Who do you believe? Me or
PJ.
Priscilla?
PJ.
Do you believe Priscilla or Rico? PJ or Rico?
PJ for the win.
Make your choice right now. 402-464-5685.
The
Text
first
in
answer
to the
is
Starter
the
Heyman text line.
Answer.
Yeah, whoever texts in first. Who do you believe? PJ
PJ.
or Rico? We need it currently right now because I believe that I
I'm
am
telling
right.
you.
And I think that everybody will believe me more because you guys love me, right? Text line. Don't let me
No.
down.
They love me.
Don't let me down, text line.
That's why they're tuning in right now because they're living that 68
Yeah, because
degrees
this is
good life.
no, none of them are living
Just
that
try
60.
it one night
I
and tell
I'm gonna
me.
try it one night, and then my entire paycheck is gonna go to my AC for that one night. That's what's gonna happen.
And then you're
Also, I
gonna
need
come-
it. Like I said, I need my AC fixed first.
and then
I
you're
would
gonna
like it to
come
be.
back, and you'd be like, man, I have the best sleep of my life.
I'd like to be 74 in my house first, and then we can work on getting it down to 68. But let's baby steps. All right, baby steps. But off the AC talk, off the storm talk, which again, I hope everybody is being safe out there, avoiding the storm, making sure that everything in your possession is still there with the wind, the hail, the heavy rains. Be safe, please. Drive safe. I hope everybody is doing okay. But off of that topic, I have a question for you. So recruiting is the talk of the town.
Okay.
Recruiting, people getting recruited, people doing recruiting, people going on visits, people, phone calls, what have you. My question for you, let's say Mickey Rain, 16, 17, 18 years old, big time star, getting recruited by all the schools. Every single school is recruiting him for whatever sport. What is the first thing as a mother that you are looking for in a school for your baby boy?
The first thing,
Like, so there's that, and then what do you want to hear from a coach that would grow your interest from a school, and what is one thing a coach has to say to just completely shut you off?
okay, so my first question would be how quickly how quickly can he access someone for mental health? That honestly, right? And because looking future wise, that needs to be a priority in every single program, in every single sport, especially if it's a football driven university. We need to normalize that for 1 for men, 2 for football players, and 3 for athletes. Second would be the rest is his decision. I've been an athlete, and my parents, I'm the youngest of 5. Excuse me.
Bless you. Bless you. Bless you.
Thank you. I was the youngest. I'm the youngest of 5, and I was the only one that partook in a recruiting process and playing collegiately. So my parents had no idea what recruiting was about, what to expect, what to ask. And luckily, my college coach in Vegas was very open and just honest with my parents. He walked us through the process and stuff like that. But if you don't know, ask somebody, ask a coach's wife, ask somebody that you're comfortable with. As a parent, open your mouth and say, this is our first child going through this.
Mhm.
This is our first time. What should I expect? And do it. And I ask you to ask a coach's wife, one, because she's not recruiting your kid. Okay. I am not recruiting your kid. Now, am I involved in the recruiting process? Absolutely. Am I trying to get your kid? Yes. But I'm not the one that's like, Mickey's the one that communicates with the player every day, whenever they do their talking.
You're
So-
not going to give them the answer that they want to hear. You're going to give them the answer that they need to
Yes.
hear.
And I think that's what makes me so different, in that I've gotten such great feedback from moms and just recruiting families that and I've gotten heat from Mickey that like, hey, that was probably not a good answer. And I was like, I'm a mom first.
Mhm.
And so we kind of go tick for tack for certain things that need to be said and I know now, but at the same time, my first hat is a mom and not a coach. Though I do miss coaching. And as much as I want him to succeed, I still understand the players that are already in his room. So I will know, like, if a kid, I can be honest with his parents because I already read the kid. I understand that he's probably not going to be a good fit. So I can be 1000% completely honest with them and tell them, okay, listen, not that he's not a good fit, because I will never tell a kid or a parent that unless it's blatantly
Unless
honest.
it's clear.
Yeah. Unless it's like, listen,
This is not going to work.
Yeah, this is not going to work. Him and Mickey will not get along. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I can totally, and I will overstep and do that with Mickey. And I think I've only had to do that one time. Kind of, not really, but
Yeah.
it's been like that. So that, parents, speak up. It's okay that you don't know. We don't have all the answers as parents, and especially in the sports world, it changes year to year. The rules changes. What you're looking for your kid changes. But like when Mickey Rain is going to be 17, I can only imagine the platform and the accessibility for social media, like
At that point.
Yeah. Like right now, like I feel like unless you're off of social media, you don't really have privacy.
Well,
right?
even if you're off of social media, you still like people.
yeah,
people
I mean,
have your videos.
They know, and they know
you
who
just
you
won't
are.
get you won't get tagged.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
the people have your videos. They'll tweet them out.
Yeah. So I would leave the decision making, like, unless it's like, okay, no, this is not because I saw something or I felt something, then I will go ahead and step in as a parent and be like, I'm not accepting this. Or if I see like, okay, this is just not going to be a good fit for you, and I know that as your mom. But at the end of the day, a parent needs to know that you as a parent are not waking up in Lincoln, Nebraska and going to school and going to workouts and going to practice and going to games, and you're not the one that's doing that. So for parents that are like sitting there and be like, Nebraska, what are you going to offer my kid?
Like, my kid's going to Nebraska. What do you got?
Like, no. That's not what you should be asking. Is like, okay, let's say my kid does come to Nebraska. What will he like? How will he benefit? How will he succeed on the field? How will this benefit his future? Not what can you do for me now? Because as much as the NIL thing, it's getting ridiculous. But that's something our kids probably don't know how to manage all that. But that's something that parents shouldn't have to. It's because, like, to me, okay, this is going to be really bad. But we as parents cannot pawn our children off. Okay. And I'm saying pawn because some parents aren't doing it intentionally, right? They're like, okay, how much will you give my kid? How much will you give Mickey Rain if he comes to Nebraska, right? What can you do for him, right? And I can assure you that Mickey Rain's taking it as, okay, so I'm going to get this amount of money.
This is how much I have to send back.
This is how much I need to send back to my parents or my mom or whatever to help, because they're the ones that got me here. They're the ones that spent all the money growing up. They and you can reassure your kids all you want and be like, listen, this is your decision, all of that stuff. But at the end of the day, our kids have feelings and they know how much we sacrifice for them, because if they don't hear it out of your mouth, I'm sure they hear it from somebody.
Yeah.
Or
You have
they
to remember how much
overhear
your
you.
parents sacrificed.
Yeah, or they overhear you telling somebody like, man, I'm driving them here, driving
I
them
wish I
there.
could have done this.
Yeah, like
but I was doing
spent-
this for
you know
my
how
kid.
much I spent on this, and you know what I mean? Like they
I could have got.
overhear
I
that.
could have gotten this, but I had to get this for my kid.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. Like it ultimately it's gonna be his decision. We've already like spoken to like my brother and Mickey Rain's brother, my stepson, about they're the ones that will pretty much guide him when he's of age and all that stuff. Because Mickey's like, I'll be pretty out of him, be old, and I'll, you know, like he thinks he's so old already. So
Like I'm
he's
just gonna be sitting in a rocking
yeah,
chair,
he's like, I'd be in a wheelchair
sipping
with a
my
cane.
sipping my sweet tea.
sipping his bourbon. And I'm like, man, you make it, you know. So it's funny, but we've already like had that discussion that we put people in place to help guide him, and you know, that will be involved in the you know, in the sports world.
Yeah.
Whenever it happens.
Help out with the whole recruiting process with a pair of clearer eyes.
Clear eyes.
Yeah.
And I mean, Mickey, and it would be hard. And I think Mickey has actually realized already, like he would just be very biased because if he knows somebody that coaches, he'd be like, oh, go here.
Go here because this person is really good at doing this.
Yeah,
and,
or like,
and I know
he's
this
gonna
person.
take care
and-
of
yeah.
you because he's family. But ultimately, like our kids aren't connected to who we know. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
especially in the football world where he knows all of these people and all that stuff. Like my kids, my kids have so many extended uncles and aunts and all that. Like they're like, I mean, I know them, but like,
Are we really related? No,
Oh,
you're not.
yeah.
But we know them, so that's your uncle.
like, and it's funny because there's a group of our football family that were like, oh, that's, you know, Uncle Shet, you know, like Uncle Losi, or, you know, all stuff like that. Like, and they're like, but like, he's not your brother.
No.
Like Melania will ask me, like, how am I related to him? Like, how is he my uncle? And I'm like, he's just your uncle, you know.
Just trust me.
Just yeah.
Just a
So
thing.
it's funny, but in that sense, like we kind of have to remove ourselves from it because we've been in the world for that long, and that's if he were to ever go into football.
Yeah.
But me and Melania were having this conversation today. She's like, "Oh, Mickey Rain's gonna play football." I said, "Oh no, he's not. He's gonna play baseball." And she goes, "But you're like a coach's wife. How are you gonna say that?" And I'm like, "That is why I'm saying that, because I am a coach's wife.
I know,
and I know."
So okay, so building on all of that, what's one thing you're in there? You're on an official visit with your son. You're talking to the coaches. What is one thing a coach could say that would immediately have you, as soon as you leave the visit, like you are not going there?
Oh, I love your son.
Really?
Yeah. Do not tell me you love my son. Do not tell me you love my son. Do not tell me because you don't know him. You don't know. You cannot love him. You love his talent and what he can do for your program. But you 90% don't love my son. Like, and I can say that because Mickey will tell me like he loves these kids, right? But I know it's not like, oh, I love this kid, right? But once they're in his room, that is when he loves them. Not during the recruiting process. Like I can tell you, he never told Talia, he never told Terrence Marshall's mom, he never told Derek Dillon's mom, I love your son, I love your son. Like during the recruiting process, you don't say that. It's once they're in your room, you tell them, because at that point they're yours.
Mm-hmm.
And it is your job to love them unconditionally and to treat them like your son. But during the recruiting process, you're trying to win me over. And by telling me you love them, I don't believe it, because you don't know him. You haven't seen him on a daily basis. You don't know when he gives you attitude, how you're going to react. Like, you don't understand that yet. So the love has not taken place yet. So don't tell me you love him.
That is not what I was expecting. That is not something I ever thought of.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
Think about that one. How often does that happen?
Oh,
Where-
I hear it all the, oh man, I love your son. I'm like, I think you don't know him. Like, I would tell, like, listen, there's one, and the biggest one would be like Jamar, because I was so heavily involved in recruiting Jamar with his family.
Mhm.
One, because Mickey knew his family. They're from Louisiana. They're from New Orleans. And then I got close with his cousin that now I'm like really good friends with. Like, we talk all the time. She's pregnant, like all of this stuff. But with them, I was just like, I don't think he likes it here. Like, I was like, I love that he's just, but I hate that he's like not giving me any, and I'm so good at reading them players. Like, Mickey's like, so what do you think? And I'm like, bro, I have no idea. I could not, that was one kid I could not read. I couldn't tell you if he was
Couldn't
gonna
get a handle on him.
Could not, until I talked to his cousin. I'm like, what do you think? She's like, oh no, like he's going to go to LSU. I'm like, I don't know. He was like, he wasn't giving me no interest, no nothing. I was like, I don't know what to tell you. And I was like, I don't know if I like him. I don't like that I can't read him. And then after, like after a while, but that was his personality. That was who he was. Cause he was at that place where, like, any direction he looked,
Mhm.
you had people coming at him. Right. So he was just like, he went into like, you're
shell.
you're not going to read anything from me. Like, I would even tell his mom, I'm like, is he okay? Like, is he happy? Is he enjoying the process? Cause like, as soon as there's a point in the recruiting process where they get to go and hang out with like the players that are here,
Mhm.
right? Like, they get to go out and stuff like that. He was just like, and it was like 2-3 nights, and I was just like, and all the players are like, all right, peace out, mom. Like, I'm going out, like, see ya. And all the moms are like, oh, be careful. And Talia's like, you good? And she's like, yeah. She's like, are you sure? Like, and
Yeah.
when
You
she
sure?
would, like when you would see, and I observe moms, and so I'm like, okay, he's not feeling it here, right? And like, and then he lost his grandmother, so it was just like, it just, everything aligned. He had a great relationship with Mickey, which that was something very special. But when you tell me you love a kid during the recruiting process, I don't believe coaches, because you love their talent,
the possibility.
the possibilities, the talent, what they could bring to your room, what they could bring to your team.
Mhm.
But you don't actually love the player. You don't love the man, the kid, because you don't know him on a daily basis. You don't know what it looks like
Mhm.
when he's having a bad day, when he misses his parents, when he misses being around his siblings. Like, you don't know what it's like, and how are you going to love on him when he's feeling like that, right?
Yeah.
Like, will your personalities mesh where you can love on him? Can you be receptive to that? So I very am. That's when I'm like, I don't believe you. Maybe not. So yeah, but I mean, I'm very grateful for being involved in this life, because if it does happen, then we're very prepared, and it allows me to help other people and to talk about it, to relay the message. The recruiting process is stressful, not just for the kid, but mainly for the kid, but for the parents that are barely going through it the first time. Y'all, it's a lot, especially because you have all of these adults that are like, oh, I love your kid, or, and like, what can I do for you? And all like just throwing everything possible that you want to hear,
Mm-hmm.
but you don't need to hear it. Like there's so many things that like I've heard coaches tell families. I'm like, but why? Like, why would you?
It's
Is that even
unnecessary.
unnecessary? Very unnecessary. Like, keep it about the kid. Keep it about what the main reason why you're recruiting him is, one, the talent, two, what he can benefit, like what he can bring to your room and what he can bring to the overall program.
Mm-hmm.
And there's kids out there that like are very valuable because they are like a huge asset to the entire program. And those ones you really, really go in deep for. But those are also the ones that are like for the parents. It's hard. It's so hard. And I understand these parents are like, well, I gave them everything, so I deserve something back. No, you don't. You really don't. I don't expect for my kids to, if they go big, how much are you going to give me? Because what this life I created for you and how I helped you get here with the training and the practices and driving you, and you don't, as a parent, you shouldn't expect something in return.
Mm-hmm. I did that for you. I didn't do that to get paid back later.
Yeah. And in retrospective, like Mickey asked me, he's not a really good gift giver. And I've made it very, I make him know that he's not, like, since we first got. So he texts me, he's like, hey, I'll be home for Mother's Day. Like, what do you want? In his text message, he's like, because you like never like or wear or use like what I buy you. And I'm like, one, you're not a good gift giver. And two, I really don't want or need anything, because if I do want or need anything, I go and get it,
That's
and I buy my own gifts because
that's what my wife does. And I'm just like, I can't get you anything because you get it all for yourself. And I don't know what to, I'm terrible at giving gifts. She's great at giving gifts. And I'm just like, I don't know what to do here.
Yeah. I'm not a good gift giver. I'd rather just let you go pick it out. And I think it's because I've been with Vicky for so long where it's just like, he's like, if you want it, go get it. Like if I really want something, I'll wait until it's like my birthday or for like Christmas, I'll buy it for myself, because he's not good at doing it.
Yeah.
But I don't, it for Mother's Day, I enjoy being a mother. I don't need anything in return. But what I did get in return and what I loved was hearing my kids ask me for things and then Mickey immediately being like, oh, here, I'll get it. Here, I'll get it. Because in our life, I don't get that at all. Like it's constant, mommy, mommy, even with him sitting like right next to me, it's like, mommy, mommy. And, I feel like that's typical in normal households, but he's never really just sitting next to me.
He's like,
in my world, he's not ever there.
He's out and about.
Yeah. So when he was like, oh, I'll get it, and it didn't take 2 or 3 mommies. It was like that first mommy. He's like,
oh, I got you.
Yes. And that was probably the best Mother's Day gift he could have ever given me.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. Cause as a parent, I don't need anything in return. Yeah, you want to be appreciated and okay, here, there's gifts and I could have used some flowers because I love flowers, but, or a card, Mickey.
No big deal.
Yeah, no big deal. I won't hold it against you, even though my mom was losing her mind that she didn't get me anything. But no, I don't need anything for Mother's Day. I love my kids, and as long as I got some wine.
All right, so we're gonna hit a break, but I'm gonna throw this question out there so you have time to think about it. Not recruiting the kids. What is your recruiting pitch to the parents to get them not only interested in the school, but more on board with, if their kid decides to go there, they are also on board with sending their kid there? Marinate on that one. We'll answer that question, and there's some questions on the text line that we'll ask and get answered by PJ on the other side of the break, right here on Behind the Game with PJ on 93.7 The Ticket.
You want to feel important. You want to be a part of something bigger, something that matters and can help change things. You want to feel like you belong. We know. We felt that way too, and that's why we did something about it. We aren't just Army National Guard soldiers. We are normal people just like you. But our part-time service in the Army National Guard means we get to be more. When our communities are in need, we get the chance to stand up and do something about it. We get to serve in our own region and help the people we call neighbors. Whether they are in the mountains of New Mexico, the plains of Nebraska and Kansas, the ranches of Oklahoma and Texas, the farmlands of Missouri and Arkansas, or the bayous of Louisiana, we are here for our hometowns. And together, we can make a difference. Take on your legacy. Visit NationalGuard.com to find out more.
Sponsored by the Nebraska Army National Guard, aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association at this station.
My son Aiden has asthma. Secondhand smoke has triggered his asthma so badly, he ended up in the emergency room and spent multiple nights in intensive care. Now he's on a whole bunch of medications. My tip to you is, don't be shy about telling people not to smoke around your kids.
Call the Nebraska Tobacco Quit Line, 1-800-QUIT-NOW, 1-800-784-8669. Paid for by Tobacco Free Nebraska. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
There's not many things worse than having plumbing issues at your home or business, but it's even worse if the problem isn't fixed correctly. Select Plumbing gets it right the first time, and they specialize in several things: general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate at 402-560-6197. Plus, they're hiring service plumbers. Contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
Hey, wouldn't it be great if life came with a remote control? You know, you could hit pause when you needed to, or hit rewind, like that time you knocked down that wasp's nest. Uh-oh. Or that time you forgot to roll up your windows in the car wash.
Fantastic.
Yeah, a remote control would have come in handy then. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. With early diagnosis and a few healthy changes like managing your weight, getting active, stopping smoking, and eating healthier, you can stop prediabetes before it leads to type 2 diabetes. It's easy to learn your risk. Take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Life doesn't come with a remote control. So you're on your own with the wasps. You have the power to take control of prediabetes. Visit doihaveprediabetes.org today. That's doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its Prediabetes Awareness Partners.
Mom was always very organized. But my sister and I noticed she started to forget things.
Telling my girls about my Alzheimer's diagnosis was hard.
But Mom's early detection gave us time to make a plan.
My sister and I were there for Mom and each other.
If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together. For more information, visit alz.org/time to talk. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Hi, this is Pastor Tom. Did you know there's a place kids can seek out help when they're away from home and something goes wrong? They find themselves in a difficult spot or even a dangerous situation. Maybe another child is bullying them or a stranger is following them. Perhaps on a date and things just go bad. In Lincoln, here's where they can find help. It's called Safe Place. Safe Place is a national program for children taking place in thousands of cities across the United States. The People City Mission is sponsoring this program in our community and has set up a number of businesses, fire stations, schools, and nonprofits around the city to become safe locations where kids can seek out help. They just need to look for the big yellow sign that says Safe Place on it. Then go inside and ask for help. We will be quickly connected to them and ensure they make it back home or to whatever resources are needed. If you'd like to find out more about Safe Place and ways in which you can get involved, just go to pcmlincoln.org. Remember, when we all do a little, we change a lot.
Your home should not be a zoo to unwelcomed animals. Let the experts at Bats to Rats take care of those problems. Dane has been a leader in wildlife and pest management and prevention in Lincoln and the surrounding area for 15 years. He can help you get rid of bats, rodents, and anything else. Whether it's residential or commercial buildings, schools, apartments, or churches, they're always a phone call away. Call today at 402-310-0904 or visit batsterats.com. Bats to Rats Wildlife Control and Prevention.
I was in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean when it happened. There was a sudden jolt and our submarine crashed on the seafloor. We were in total darkness.
That's Dr. Dejana Figueroa, a marine biologist and STEM teacher, talking about a deep sea dive she'll never forget.
It's funny, when I was a kid, I was afraid of the ocean. And there I was, 2 miles below the surface. But as a scientist, you prepare for that. Using our training and a little creativity, we fixed the sub and finished our experiments. The dive was just too important. Every dive gives us glimpses at things few people ever get to see. Glowing creatures, fiery undersea volcanoes. When we got back to the surface, I kissed the ground and called my mom, of course. But you know what? I wouldn't trade that dive for anything.
Dr. Figueroa uses her passion for STEM to discover new things and make the world a better place. She can STEM, so can you. Check out She Can STEM for more stories and inspiration. A message from the Ad Council.
This is how we do every day. We be grinding, and if you wanna come and text us,
if you love them enough to turn off your music and pretend like their music is your music,
this is Mommy's jam.
then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Let's play it again.
Check today at nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
2-1 count, and that's a deep drive into the gap. Smith rounding first base. It's a stand-up double.
Hey, Nick, speaking of doubles, did you know Wings and Rings has 2 ways to enjoy their next-level food? Rico, we're in the middle of a game. The game can wait, Nick. One way is to stop by one of their Lincoln locations. They have 2 great locations at O Street, Meridian Park, and 40th and Old Cheney in Williamsburg Village. You said 2 ways. What's the other way? You can order online at wingsandrings.com.
Back to Behind the Game with PJ on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Yeah.
This would have been my walk-up song right now. And then Gone Yard.
Beautiful.
250.
250?
Oh, easily.
I don't believe it. I don't believe it at all.
I could probably still go 250.
I don't believe it at all.
Especially now that I got this pit shark in my gym. I'm so excited.
This lady right here was asking me if there was any slow pitch softball leagues in Lincoln.
Oh, yes.
And if there are,
Someone invite me to come play with you. Just once or twice.
If you're listening, if you're watching on the stream, the Sutter Heyman Jewelers video stream, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter. If
Or
you're
if you have a
listening
friend.
on the radio, on the 93.7 The Ticket app, there's an app.
Oh.
Hey, Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket. You're welcome, everybody that has an Alexa. If you have a slow pitch softball team, or you know a league, or you know somebody with a team, Priscilla
it doesn't
would
have
like
to
to
be
play.
like all ladies either. I can handle the men.
She can
They're
do
a piece of
co-ed.
cake.
She
They're
can
a
do
piece of
co-ed.
cake.
She'll school you. But yeah, 402-464-5685. Sutter Heyman text line, Honda of Lincoln hotline. You can call in, you can text in, let us know if you have a slow pitch softball league that you know about, if you have a team, whatever, or join in on the conversation we're having. I asked Priscilla before the break, obviously not completely forgetting the kid, but away from the kid, how would you go about recruiting the parents to convince them that if their kid chooses this university, it is the best choice for them, and you should be on board with this choice?
Okay. Okay. I have like a disclosure.
Okay, disclosure.
Disclosure.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Mickey Joseph is a really good parent. Okay. That's my disclosure. So, not to say that he doesn't help me parent my children, he does a really good job at being a father to the kids in his room. So, he may not help as much at home, being there all the time. And like yesterday, I called him. I was at Target and Mickey Rain was throwing a freaking fit because he wanted a toy. And I was like,
been there.
We're leaving. And I was just like, and I need that stern voice to be like, listen, boy, listen to your mama. Get in that car and go home. He goes, what does he want? A toy? I'm like, yes. He said, well, just buy him the toy. He goes, hey man, is that the toy you want? He's like, yes, sir. And I was like,
don't say it.
Don't even.
Say,
I'm about to
don't
hang
say
up
it.
on you.
Don't say it.
All right, put it in the cart. So besides
Come on.
besides
man.
that, listen,
You want that
there's-
toy? Yeah. Your mom doesn't know what she's talking about. Just put it in the cart.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm not spending no like $15 on a toy. He said, but you know he's gonna play with it, and I'm like, I don't care. I didn't come to Target to buy
Oh
him
man,
a toy.
looks like you have to bump that AC up to 69, maybe even 70.
Like
That $15 toy,
I ain't
really.
taking this little boy to Target. Every time we pass, he goes, I go to Target. I go to Target. I'm like, no, boy, you stay your butt home.
Oh, my daughter loves Target.
Oh my! But listen, I mean, Target's like literally right next to my house, so
Oh.
we pass it all the time. He goes, "How I go to Target?" I'm like, boy,
Rachel loves Target, and then we're just like, "Hey, you want to go shopping?" And Ellie goes, "Go to Target." And I was like, "No, I have two. I have two ladies who love Target.
Man, now you're in big trouble.
Like, you guys can go. Me and KJ will stay home.
And listen, I was just going for sandals for the kids because
It's sandals time.
Their feet grew, so
Yeah.
their summer sandals from last year no longer fit. But anyways, so besides that, he's not a great help at home. He is a great help with his room. He will definitely be. That is my selling point. Okay. Well, our selling point is that this is a family business. One, because I've been a coach. I know the sports life. I know what they go through on a day-to-day basis. I know that if they need anything, like if they get sick, I'm there. I'm only a text or a call away. Like Mickey be like, hey, I need such and such, bring it to the office. They're gonna come through to get medicine.
Mhm.
They'll pick it up here, or if I know them really well, then I go take it to them, and having that relationship with them and knowing that they will have that here where we are at, that is my selling. That they literally become ours. They become my kids' big brother. And our kids see them as their big brother because every home game, my kids see them and go and spend about 10-15 minutes with them before they get into a meeting. They get to eat brownies together and they get to joke and dance and be kids with them being kids, and they create relationships. So they do get that if they have a younger sibling. I mean, ours are really little, but they'll get that feeling of, oh, I got family here. If I need some kid love, all I gotta do is tell coach, hey, I need to see little Mickey,
Yeah.
or I need to see Melania, or
Bring your kids to practice.
yeah. And we go to practices. Like we'll stop in because sometimes the kids, they take it hard where they can't see him all the time. So I'm like, all right, let's after school pick her up, go straight to practice, because LSU would practice in the afternoon, so it would be perfect. We'd pick her up and go. We'd either make a pit stop and then be there for the very end of practice, or get there early before practice so we can see daddy and the players and stuff like that. But that's how we create in Mickey's wide receiver room. We create a family environment so that mom, dad feel comfortable talking to him. Moms feel comfortable enough to text me like, hey, can I send something to the house? So, or whatever, give it to my kid, or can you do this for me? Can like, hey, we're coming in, all of this, or I'm full access. You can call me at any time, and whatever they need, we're there. And that's our selling point.
That's a great selling point.
Yeah.
That's fantastic for parents. We have on the text line UNL student Cole, kind of going off of what you were saying about the kids missing Mickey, especially when he's busy and he's not home very often. UNL student Cole asked, "Is this Mickey's busiest time of year? How often is he home?"
So this is the first time in 12 years that he's ever been gone longer than maybe a week. Like that's a week is pushing it that he's ever been gone. Normally it's been like 5 days and then he's home for like the weekend, or 4 days and he's home for the weekend, or like just Saturday and out Sunday. Last week we experienced 17 days without Mickey. And we survived. It wasn't as bad as I thought. And I think it was just because we're now like in a routine of school. Luckily I found a gym with a daycare.
Nice.
I did not have that in Baton Rouge.
I didn't know that was a thing. Gyms with daycares.
No, that is like a mom's dream. Well, a mom's dream that works out because normally before I found this gym, I would work out during his nap, but I have the monitor, so like anytime
Any little noise, you stop, and you're like,
yeah, and it's just like then I would only get like an hour if that, and there's just varies on how much. And my working out is 1000% like me time. I don't understand how moms let their kids run around during workouts. I'm not that cool mom. I need like, don't talk to me.
I'm not a regular mom.
Yeah, I'm a cool mom, but like I need my me time. Don't talk to me. I need to like lift heavy stuff. Got myself there. I need to lift heavy stuff and I need to be unbothered. Like that is the one time where it's just me, my headphones, my music, and all that. So the fact that we found a gym with a daycare, like Mickey's like, you seem like you're doing really well. I'm like, I am.
I'm doing great.
I'm doing great. I get almost 2 hours every day, like to myself in the gym, because then I'll go sit in the sauna. Like we're doing good now. But yeah, 17 days was hard for the kids, especially for little man, because one, he's a COVID baby. So Melania's that was like probably the most time she had ever spent with Mickey during COVID when we were in lockdown. That was the most time I had ever spent with Mickey. And surprisingly, we didn't kill each other. Yay, we survived. So yeah, Mickey Rain, it got to the point like after day 7, any little meltdown was, I want daddy. And I'm like, man.
Of course you do.
I'm the one that like saves you with everything. So I hate that dads are like always the rescue person. Like we do everything and y'all don't do anything and get like the victories.
That's exactly how it should be.
I don't know. I gotta talk to Jesus about this.
That's just how it is. It's just.
But yeah, no. I mean, so this has been an adjustment, and then one, I think because we're in like the middle of the country.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think
flights
that
and
he's gonna have to go all over the place. Can't just stay within the borders or within
it's
the like
such an
surrounding states.
Inconvenience to like fly back and then like fly. So it's more stress on his body to like have to keep coming every weekend. So that's why we did the 17 days, because he could have, but also we got to make sure he stays healthy and flying, and
it's a lot of stress on the body.
Yes,
and all that fun
germs
stuff.
And all that good stuff that you're bringing back. Like, so
airplane germs are gross.
Yeah,
that's just gross.
So but we survived.
That's good.
Yeah,
that's great. We're gonna hit a break. We'll come back. Final segment of Behind the Game with PJ. Get any questions you have in, because it's gonna be another week before you hear from PJ again. So get any questions you have in this next segment, Behind the Game with PJ. Final segment up next. 93.7 The Ticket, ticketfm.com.
If you're worried your friend may be struggling, remember, you don't have to be there to be there.
You could say, how are you, or get a fake tattoo. You can ask with an app if it works for you. You could write them a text or knit them a sweater. If you can't be together, you could write them a letter.
Whatever gets you talking. Whatever gets you talking.
You could chat on the game, kick off your flip-flops. You can ask on your couch while you binge watch. However you do it, you gotta ask a friend. And if they don't share, you can ask again.
Whatever gets you talking. Whatever gets you talking.
Reach out to a friend about their mental health. Learn how you can help at seizetheawkward.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council, American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, and the Jed Foundation.
You know you want that smoky, tangy, sweet, and spicy sauced and tossed Wingstop. But you just brought a haul of groceries home from the store. It's cool. No one expects you to shop and cook in the same day. So let the flavor experts at Wingstop hook you up with mouth-watering wings, crispy tenders and thighs, fries and sides delivered to your door. You can always cook tomorrow. That's why the fridge was invented. Get it delivered at wingstop.com.
Order online now from the new Wingstop located at 5001 O Street.
If you came across someone struggling with hunger, how would you recognize them? By their clothes, their age, the way they speak? Would you notice a 16-year-old boy who got his first job,
not for extra spending money, but to help feed his little sisters?
or a mother who's in between jobs and sometimes goes to bed hungry so her kids can have dinner? Or a 14-year-old girl who signs up to every after-school activity not to make friends, but just to get something to eat? Or a retiree who fell ill and had to choose
between getting medicine or groceries.
I am the 1 in 8 Americans who struggle with hunger. People you pass by every day but never knew were hungry. I am hunger in America.
Hunger can be hard to recognize. Learn why at IamHungerInAmerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America, 200 Food Bank Strong, and the Ad Council.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hey everybody, it's time for today's STEM tip. Want to know how to make your selfies even better? Okay, let's use science. The best time for photos is golden hour. That's the moment right before the sun sets, when the atmosphere scatters blue and violet wavelengths, making perfect, soft, and golden selfie light to show off that beautiful face of yours. Click. Check out Chic and STEM for more inspiration. A message from the Ad Council.
I'm Chris Jakovic. I served in the United States Air Force and I deployed 3 times. So in 2017, I was serving as an Air Force First Sergeant. Our motto in that role is my job is people, everyone is my business. But unfortunately in that year, I would lose my own brother, Lance Corporal Adam Jakovic, to suicide. The majority of veteran suicides are from guns. I store my weapons securely, not only for myself, but for my family. Store all your guns securely. Help stop suicide. My service never stops.
Brought to you by End Family Fire and the Ad Council.
Tune in every Monday morning throughout the summer at 6:45 a.m. for golf course reviews on the Nebraska Golf Passport Early Break Golf Tour with Jake Sorensen and Steve Sipple on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Behind the Game with PJ with Priscilla Joseph on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hey. Final segment, Behind the Game with PJ. We're having a good time. No, I'm good.
It was too spicy for you.
No, I really liked it, but I just drank it way too slow. I'm good. It's all yours. I actually was going to bring those other 3 wines, and I forgot they're still my house.
Of course you did.
So, maybe. I'll bring them next week. You
When you can pick.
Yeah. All right, we'll do that. It'll be all right. But yes, this is the final segment, Behind the Game with PJ, for the night. I was asking for questions and nobody texted in. I don't know what's going on. Y'all some haters. It's
That's
fine.
it. No more questions.
But you know what? The poll question's supposed to go for the entire rest of the day, like until whatever time tomorrow. But since this is the end of the show, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna find it again.
Oh my
and we're gonna read the results.
48%.
We're gonna read the results. Okay, so after 65 votes, 48% say yes, they have 68 degrees in the house money.
That's right.
52% say no. Therefore,
Whatever.
I win.
Wait, but like I think this is gonna like really be my future. Sim1 Ken. Well, I don't know the full one. Okay.
Are you
Kenobi?
You good? Sim1 Kenobi.
Okay.
It's Sim. His name is Simba.
Okay.
We call him
Simba. It's not Simba. It's Sim.
It's Simba.
Okay. But I'm telling you, that's going to be my future. He said, yep, daughter wanted new basketball shoes. There goes another degree. Other kid wants a dance class and another degree. YouTube TV, give me another degree.
Oh,
I'm pretty
buddy.
sure we'll go from 68 to about 72 in like about another 5 years. Not even. I
That's
say
wild.
3.
I'm just lit, man.
So
you want dance shoes and dance. Look, we gonna go to Goodwill. Is what we gonna do. You better find those shoes at Goodwill. I don't know what you're talking about. Look, we're already at 72. All right, we are not going any higher. I'm not doing this.
We're not going above
I
72.
love the heat, but if I'm inside in my house, it cannot be hot.
72 degrees is pretty hot.
It's not that bad. It's not that bad. No, and I always cover myself with a blanket.
I would not have a
Always.
blanket at
Always.
72 degrees.
My wife is like,
I
"No,
wouldn't
can't."
have a blanket at 70 degrees.
I have a blanket. My wife's like, no blanket. And I was like, well, I just need it. I gotta like cover my feet.
But like,
It's a weird thing.
I'll
It's a
have
weird
a
thing with me.
blanket, and then like my arms are out, my feet
And you're
are
just
out,
like, yeah,
wrapped-
there we go.
Like, the blanket's literally
It's just like
on my
on
chest,
you. And you're just like,
like,
yep,
on
this
my
is it.
chest.
This is good. Like this is not working.
This is probably why Mickey doesn't sleep with me most of the time, because I'm like kicking, and I'm like, he's like, man, can you stop moving? I'm like, it's hot. Because
Somehow
he'll have
this
it up
works.
at like 72 degrees if it was up to him.
It's not that bad. I used to think that was terrible, and I was also
But
it
I
needs to be
also sent him
68.
downstairs.
I think it needs to be a 68, but I've grown accustomed to the 72.
When you
Good.
went
I got a
from
fan.
a bedroom apartment to a house, you went from
Well,
68
yeah,
to
well, not even a duplex. And we're still working our way up there. we'll get there. All right.
It takes time.
Yeah.
You're young. You guys are still very, very young.
Today,
How old are
today,
you? How old are you?
Today is my 10-year anniversary from graduating high school.
How old are you?
28. I turned 29 this year.
Okay.
10 years today. I've been at a high school.
Dang.
Crazy.
Does it feel
old.
like 10 years?
No, it doesn't. I feel old. Said turn 20, turn 29. Got 2 kids. It's crazy.
2 kids?
2 kids.
Are y'all gonna have more? Do you
She
want
wants-
more?
she
If
wants
it
to
was
have
up to
more.
you. If it
Oh,
was up
I'm
to
good
you.
with more. I
Like
don't know
how-
how
if
many.
you
I
were-
don't know how
you
many
don't know
more.
how
I'm good with more.
If you get more,
I
you're
grew
gonna
up-
have
I
to go
grew
up
up-
to 73 degree weather.
Yeah, I grew up with 2 older sisters, and then my dad had 2
Oh, that's
other
why you're
daughters.
such
So
a
I had
softie.
well, I had
Oh, I
2.
love
So I
it.
had 2 older sisters and 2 younger sisters.
Oh, okay.
My youngest sister just graduated from high school this
You're
year.
the only boy?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, you gotta.
And even growing up, it was me, my grandpa, and my uncle.
So
That
you
was
gotta
it. In a
have
house
another
in a
one.
house full of girls. My grandma, my mom, my 2 older sisters, my aunt, her daughters.
You need more to carry on the name.
And then it was like me, my grandpa, my uncle, and my cousin. Everybody else girls.
I know. I think my dad finally realized like his name ends with my brother because my brother doesn't want any children. He's like,
Not happening.
he has so many nephews, and he's like, y'all can
I know how this. I know
y'all
how this
can
goes.
have these children. I don't want them.
So UNL student Cole. This is kind of a weird question, but I kind of dig it.
Okay.
Is Popeyes popular in Louisiana?
Actually, it is.
Really?
But or I should say, Mickey did not like the Popeyes here at all.
Well, it's probably different. It's not the same. It's supposed to be,
But
but
it's
it's not.
supposed
It's a
to be.
chain, but it's not.
But it's not.
I'm sure the Popeyes in Louisiana do little
No, the
extra,
Popeyes in like
extra
Louisiana,
somethings.
like the line is like
Really?
a line.
Really?
Like you're in line at Popeyes for a good hour.
Wow.
Or 30 minutes.
That
and,
is
and they move slow. And listen, Louisiana moves real slow.
that is surprising. I
So,
would
yeah.
not have pegged Popeyes as a popular destination in Louisiana. I don't know why.
Oh no. Yeah, that's it's a thing. Especially
real
like for
Louisiana cuisine.
parades and Mardi Gras. Oh no, go get you some Popeyes before you go to the parades. Like the big yeah.
Really?
Yes.
I mean, I guess.
But
I just assume
my
you know,
kids and I have not. Mickey has, and he's like, "Yeah, y'all don't need to go." And
you
I'm
haven't
like,
had Popeyes here yet.
No, Mickey has, and he's like, "Y'all don't need to go."
You have to. I mean, you don't have to.
I
It's
believe.
It's
I
Popeyes.
believe. I believe.
It's
I
fine.
believe him. If he doesn't like it, I probably will not like
It's
it.
like it's Popeyes. It's fine.
Yeah.
I like it. It's pretty good, but I mean, I guess I haven't had it in Louisiana, so
It's probably different. I mean, I don't know. I need to go try it.
that's like the seafood from Louisiana versus the seafood here. Like, I'm sure it's totally different.
Very.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever.
The shrimp here are like baby shrimp.
Small differences. All right, we got 15 seconds. What do you want to say to the people?
Well, thank you guys for having me on again for Thursday. I'll be back next week, and next week we'll touch on some coach's wife life. We got some fun guests coming in.
All right, you've been listening to Behind the Game with PJ. Up next, the deep end.
Hey, it's Nelson. Isn't it a great feeling when a company has your budget in mind?